All right. Hey, what's going on, everybody? What's going on? Welcome to episode 45 of All Elite Again, the TEW9 series. I'm Hijo de Amigo. And yeah, today we're going to be doing something a little different just to start off. We're just going to get right into it. Normally, in between episodes, I try to take some time, off screen, come up with some matches and some stuff for us to do on the next episode. And yeah, I kind of realized I was trying to do that earlier today. And well, basically I realized we're building up towards New Year's Smash. That's our next big event coming up, and then AEW Revolution, but that's way in the at the end of February. We need to come up with some matches for those shows. Kind of just to lay like the groundwork to give ourselves a roadmap to work with, so to speak, so we can know what the hell we're actually trying to book towards. So yeah, we're gonna take some time and try to do that in this episode. So yeah, hopefully you guys are into me booking stuff. All right, to get it started, I want to show you guys here for New Year's Smash. Or well, we can keep it here. So far, the matches that we know for sure we're doing. For the World Championship, we're gonna do Cody Rhodes defending against Sting. I think this is it's a fun match. It might not be in like our top 10 matches ever. It might not get a 99 rating, but it's fun. It's Sting taking on the world champion Cody. I really want to do this match. I don't. It could be on the January 4th show or the January 6th. That is not like totally confirmed. But yeah, we're definitely gonna do this match. We are also definitely going to do Awesome Kong versus Well, yeah, we already did Hannah Kimura versus Bianca Belair, right? Let's see. I believe we. Yeah, okay. So Hannah Kimura is the number one contender. She will be facing Awesome Kong at New Year's Smash. Again, could be January 4th, could be the 6th. We will see. And I also want to do a death match. Adam Page versus Jimmy Jacobs. We kind of just started this feud. I figured I really think for the next pay-per-view for I just said the name, or for Revolution, we're gonna just go back to Cody versus Adam Page. We're probably gonna put the World Championship back on Adam Page for the first time, actually. So with that in mind, I figured he would need stuff to do in between now, December, and the end of February. So I figured why not have him feud with Jimmy Jacobs and they can have a cool death match. Yeah, that is something we're going to do. And that's pretty much all we have locked in. So yeah, we need to come up with a bunch of other matches. One that I know, I'm gonna put it down here for now. Another match that I know we want to do. It's going to be the Prime Championship match between Bryan Danielson and Swerve Strickland. Now, they've already wrestled each other in the triple threat match with Walter, and I believe I had Danielson beat Swerve. I could be wrong. I believe I had him beat Swerve though. But we haven't had them do a one-on-one match. I decided that the story we're gonna go with is just that week in and week out, we're gonna have Swerve Strickland in singles matches, trying to convince Bryan Danielson that he deserves a title shot because Bryan Danielson refuses to give him one. But ultimately, he's gonna end up like cheating or bending the rules somehow, or somebody's gonna interfere. So basically, every time he wins a match, Bryan Danielson's still gonna say no. That should be enough for us to kill time until January. But yeah, that's what we're doing. I'm not sure where this leaves Walter. I was thinking, well, I mean, I was thinking of having him go after Cody, but then I remembered that we're doing Cody versus Sting, so that doesn't work. Yeah, I don't know. We'll come back to Walter. Um, I also know we want to do a women's tag championship match on one of these shows. And we haven't been defending the titles much lately. because I kind of just created the title and didn't really have a fully fleshed out division. But the current plan is to try to get Naomi over by then and put the titles on Davina and Naomi. I know it's not very anticlimactic of me just to lay it out like this. But yeah, I don't know. AJ Mendez and Nikki Cross are the current champions. I don't really know who else I want them to feud with right now. You know, we've got the feud going on with Davina Rose and Oday Otai, Mia Yim, and Kagetsu, and all of them. And I figured we could just have it build towards them. We could either have them face off in like a #1 contenders match, or have this match be a triple threat tag. But yeah, this title will be defended at New Year's Smash. Oh yeah, so tentatively a normal tag, maybe a triple threat. Oh yeah, so I feel like that's just a simple booking. Let's see, what else do we have going on? A not so simple storyline we have going on is the Latin Mafia storyline. There's a ton of people in this. Latin Mafia has a lot of members. They're feuding with a bunch of people. They're feuding with Eddie Kingston. Ray Phoenix has beef with them because they captured his brother essentially. You know, they forced him to join the group and they're turning him evil. Dragon Lee is still their captive, so they need to get justice for Dragon Lee. And we've been kind of flirting with them having tension with the Death Riders, you know? Santana and Ortiz are kind of the link between the two groups, Latin Mafia and Death Riders. Santana's hurt right now, obviously, but Ortiz is here. So we've done matches with Death Riders teaming with Latin Mafia. We've had obviously neither of them won the world championship, even though they were in the same match. I'm not sure where we're going with this. I know for sure one place we want to go is we're gonna do Ray Phoenix versus Evil Penta. So that'll probably be on one of these shows. Let me just write this in. Oh yeah, Ray Phoenix versus Dark Penta. I really want to do Ray Phoenix versus Andrade, but that'll probably just be on a that'll probably be like on a Dynamite excuse me. It's gonna be on Dynamite or Collision at some point before New Year's Smash. And that'll probably be when we have Penta debut, probably cost Ray Phoenix the match. Or I mean Dark Penta is gonna debut. So that's one thing we're doing. But then yeah, we've also got Eddie Kingston. And we've got John Moxley and the Death Riders. So I'm thinking we could find some way to have it so that the tension boils over between the two groups and John Moxley ends up helping Eddie Kingston fight the Latin Mafia. I think that could be fun. You know, that we could make the Death Riders tweeners for a bit. I don't know exactly what match we would do at these events, but we could do something with that, I think. I don't know. For now, I'm just going to leave it at the Phoenix Penta because I'm not sure, but I'm sure as we get closer to it, I'll figure it out. Right now, of course, we also have our big CM Punk versus Kenny Omega storyline. We straight up hot-shotted the match. We had CM Punk come in, then like 3-4 weeks later, we had him wrestle Kenny Omega and beat him. You know, we were trying to pop a rating for Collision, so to speak. I was thinking it's Kenny Omega and CM Punk. We can stretch this feud all the way till Revolution and do a rematch between them there. I'm talking and trying to type at the same time. This is not how you spell revolution. This is, I don't know. You know what show I'm talking about. I'm not gonna. All right, every AEW revolution. Yeah, I want to stretch out CM Punk versus Kenny Omega all the way till this show. At the end of February. But in the meantime, for New Year's Smash, I was thinking, what if we could just do a trios match, CM Punk and FTR versus Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks. We never got it in real life, so I think it would be cool to book that. You know, it'll continue the never-ending feud between FTR and the Young Bucks, where FTR they're just gonna keep bothering the Young Bucks and being annoying and challenging them to matches until they eventually win the title. I mean, if I book that, but yeah, they've been feuding for a while, so I feel like it feels kind of like a natural continuation. We can establish CM Punk and FTR. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. All right, see, looking at all these matches now. Well, let's finish coming up with matches, and we can decide what goes on Collision and what goes on Dynamite later. So let's see, what else are we doing? Yeah, they're involved in that. Oh yeah, the Briscoe brothers are gonna be left with nothing to do. Again, we've only had them wrestle FTR once, so at some point before New Year's Smash, we can probably do a rematch, maybe make it like a street fight or something. All right, Kento Miyahara. You know, speaking of Kento Miyahara, this brings me to another point. Another thing I want to talk about. Let's look at our titles. So yeah, right now we have 5 championships. We've got the Prime Championship, the Women's Tag Team Championship, the Women's World Championship, the Men's World Championship, and the Men's World Tag Team Championship. I definitely want to introduce some more now that we have Collision as a show. And, you know, our roster, we have like over 100 wrestlers. I think it just makes sense to start introducing more belts. So my current idea was to introduce the International Championship. And I kind of want to make it a Alliance Championship. Currently, we don't have any Alliance titles. I think it could just be a fun wrinkle to things, you know, whoever's the champion could conceivably go wrestle in CMLL or New Japan and lose the title. It'll probably be annoying when it happens, but hypothetically speaking, it could be interesting. So I want to do that, and I figured, you know, what better way to introduce a championship than a tournament? So yeah, I'm thinking of doing a tournament. Oh wait, I just had an idea. What if? Hear me out. We do 8-man tournament, you know, single elimination. What if for the finals, Kento Miyahara versus Walter? Kento Miyahara versus Walter. What if that's what we do? I think that sounds like a sick idea. Originally, I was thinking of doing Kento Miyahara versus John Moxley again, and having Kento Miyahara go over this time. But we were saying earlier that we don't have anything for Walter to do, so I think this, you know, Walter was the first Prime Championship or Prime Champion, so I could, you know, we could do a storyline out of him wanting to be the first international champion too, just kind of make more history, establish his name even further. Man, man, they're gonna have a crazy match. I'm gonna write this down. I don't know where to write it. Where do I write this? Or well, see, this is the thing also. If we introduce this championship, I'm not sure if I want to do it at New Year's Smash, leave it until Revolution. Let's see actually. Because you know what? Walter doesn't have anything to do until then, and Kenta Miyahara, he's just been kind of teaming with Eddie Kingston a bunch. Let's see. Until New Year's Smash, we have Dynamite. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 shows until then, not counting Dark. Yeah, we can definitely fit in an 8-man tournament in the entire month of December, essentially. So, yeah, I think that's what we're doing. I just decided this right now. And you know, if it's going to be an alliance title, maybe we can borrow somebody from New Japan, borrow somebody from CMLL, you know, make it a whole thing. A real tournament. All right, I'm excited for this actually. I literally just came up with this right now on the spot. You guys, you witnessed you witnessed the creative process as it happened. Kenta Miyahara versus Walter. How did I not think of this before? Yeah, it's gonna be sick. So yeah, we're gonna have to work backwards from that and come up with a tournament. But that could be easy to do, you know, like Kenta Miyahara can beat like Minoru Suzuki in the semifinals. That also sounds like a sick match. I'm sure there's a bunch of baby faces. One of them can face Walter on the other side. I'm excited for that now. All right, yeah. So we definitely have a clearer picture of what we're trying to do now. We're still Revolution is still kind of wide open. I mean, but it's so far out that it's kind of, I think it's okay for now that we don't really know what we're doing for Revolution. Although we do, yeah. Let me write in All right, yeah, we do know we're gonna do Cody versus Adam Page again at Revolution, and we're gonna do Kenny Omega versus CM Punk 2. Maybe one or both of these can be a stipulation match. I'm not sure yet, but yeah, that's what we're doing. And yeah, see, then with the tag titles, I'm not fully sure when. We're doing the trios match here with CM Punk and FTR. I'm not sure like who the next title challengers are going to be, but I have an idea that I've been toying with. So let's go and bust out the second notepad. You know, shit's getting serious when we bust out the second notepad. My idea. I was thinking we have so many good tag teams right now. The title picture is kind of crazy. What if we do a tag league, all elite tag league? We can do 2 blocks. And you see here, this is my my like kind of first draft, but we'll go through this. So A block, we've got FTR, the Young Bucks, Best Friends, the Usos who will be coming in. They're gonna, I believe both of them. Well, we haven't even officially signed them yet, actually. So let's not get ahead of ourselves. But potentially the Usos, Death Riders. It could be any combination. It could be like Devitt and Shingo, Pac and Shingo, Devitt and Pac. And the Kingdom, who are the ROH Tag Champions. And then the B block, we can do like the Briscoes and Beer Money, At first I was thinking of doing private party, but then I was kind of thinking about doing SCU because SCU, of course, they have history with beer money, probably from TNA, but of course they have more history with Motor City Machine Guns. This would be a perfect way for us to bring them onto the main roster. And then, yeah, rounding out the field of a Latin Mafia team, possibly Ortiz and Taurus or Garza, potentially. Because Santana's still, I believe he'll still be hurt by then. And then, yeah, I want to bring in a guest team. So I was looking at CMLL's roster, and Barbaro Cavernario and Bullador Jr. They both have a little bit of pop in the US, and I like both of them, so it'll be a cool team. Kind of a nod to the CMLL save with Bullador Jr. But this is my idea. Now, I thought this through, and let's see. For each block, let's count the number of matches we'll have to book. All right, so FTR. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. All right, so each block, if my math is correct, would have to be 13 matches. So you multiply that by 2, that's 26. We look at our schedule. We get the all right, so remember, 26 matches we need to book. If we start from after New Year's Smash, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 shows until or not counting Dark, until Revolution. So I'm thinking we can start the tournament either immediately after or the next week, and I think there's still enough time to do this. So I'm thinking this is what we're going to be doing after New Year's Smash up till Revolution. So yeah, we're gonna write in we're gonna write in All Elite Tag League Finals. We could potentially do block finals on this show too. It's always fun to do multiple tournament matches on one show. But yeah. So this is something for after New Year's. All right. All right. This was a lot of brainstorming and booking. I think we're finally ready. We're finally ready to close the notepad, put the pen down. Oh, and it's Wednesday. Oh, yeah, we gotta go. It's time to book some Dynamite. Holy. All right, you guys thought it would never happen. Here we are. We're back again, baby. It is December 9th. Let's see where we should go. We haven't been to the Mid-Atlantic since late October. We haven't been to New England since kind of early October. Puerto Rico in August, of course. All right, let's head to New England. Going to Rhode Island. All right, and yeah, you may have noticed all that booking we were doing was for our future big events. So I guess that means we're kind of coming into this show blind, and let's see how we do. Maybe this will be a new strat. Just figure out what we're doing on the big shows, and then just kind of do whatever on these shows. Let's get some angle ideas. Oh, near certainty for Walter. Thank you. We'll take that. MJF. Don't need that. Let's see if we can get a finish. Hey, a near certainty. All right. All right, pretty good meeting. Kento Miyahara and Helico have gone. Okay, that's an interesting pair. Davina ran her training for Bianca Belair, her personal training. Cody Rhodes only trained 4 people. Matt Sydal did some impressions. Okay, Matt Sydal is still on the roster. All right, let's see what we did last week, which was last week was Winter is Coming. So let's see, Hannah Nakamura became the number 1 contender. The End Time returned, beat Coltman and Ilya Dragunov. Trinity debuted and beat Tessa Blanchard. Swerve Strickland beat Tommaso Ciampa, but he cheated. So Bryan Danielson was not impressed by his performance. That was a George St. Pierre reference. The Briscoes faced the Young Bucks for the tag team championships, but FTR attacked and caused a double disqualification. FTR, those annoying bastards, they just can't take their loss gracefully. And then we had a big 6-man world title. Okay. All right. First things first. Trinity has got to beat Tessa Blanchard again. Let's make it a tag match this week. All right, we'll do Davina and Trinity taking on Tessa Blanchard and Katarina Walters. Man, this is so funny. We just bring in Impact's wrestlers to job them out on our show. That's so sick. 6 minutes. Let's have Trinity go over Tessa Blanchard yet again. All right. Yeah, I'll be shocked if they don't quit eventually from us jobbing them out like this. But we're gonna do it as many times as we can. We're gonna get Trinity over. I don't know what WWE was doing with her, but she's got star quality and she's got decent stats. So we're gonna get her over. Right now, speaking of this match, we should maybe also do a promo to advance the feud. So let's look at what we did on Collision. Oh, okay, so we had Mia Yim cutting a promo, basically talking trash about Davina and Trinity. Let's have Davina and Trinity fire back. All right, we're gonna have Hideo Tai come out and be mad. All right, so after the match, Davina Rose gets on the mic. Trinity's not over yet, so let me see. I mean, yeah, she's got charisma and mic skills, but she's not over. So I think for now, until she is recognizable, we're just gonna play it safe and have her be a background player. All right, so Divinity is cutting a promo. Divinity, wow, I just combined their names. Davina Rose is cutting a promo. And she's talking about Hideo Tai. Mia Yim, you jerk face. You said I didn't have any friends. Well, here's Trinity. She's my friend. What now? What now? All right, then we're gonna do a second part where Odeotai is gonna come out. And I mean, I imagine the way this would go down would be Mia Yim would come out with a microphone and she'd be all like, oh yeah, you're big and tough now. You have one friend. Oh yeah, and she's got Odeotai there to back her up. And they're gonna do the whole thing where Davina Rose, they're gonna be like, we could take you guys out whenever we want. And Davina Rose is gonna be like, well, yeah, we're in the ring right now. Why don't you come down here? And they're gonna walk down the ramp. They're gonna tease getting in the ring. Davina Rose and Trinity, they're there with their dukes up. But then Odeotai, they're gonna back away, and they're gonna be like, nah, not today, nah. And the crowd's gonna be like, boo. All right, so that's what's going on here. Should we use the idea here? Let's just see if we book a Hana Kimura promo on this show. We might save it. All right, that's 12 whole minutes. We're on fire. Cody Rhodes. Oh yeah, Cody Rhodes had a big championship celebration last week, and then it was crashed by Sting. And Sting, the lights went out, the lights come back on, Sting's in the ring, he laid out Cody Rhodes. So yeah, we need to follow that up. I'm thinking we have Cody Rhodes cut a promo, talking shit, and then maybe later at some other point in the show we have Sting. I mean, there's different ways we can go with this. We could either have him show up backstage and like take out MJF or something. We could have him show up when Cody Rhodes isn't expecting him and just spook him, just give him a scare. So yeah, let's book a Cody Rhodes promo. All right, Cody Rhodes is gonna open up the show. We're gonna give him 6 minutes, and he's basically gonna cut a promo like, "I am Cody Rhodes, the grandson of a plumber, the American Nightmare, the AEW World Champion. How dare you, Sting?" MJF is there. Tom Lawler is there. Jonah Rock is there. What's this guy's name again? Jonah Rock is here again. Randy. You know what? Actually, scratch that. We're changing direction. We're gonna have Cody Rhodes come out and cut a promo. How dare you? All right, so he's gonna come out and cut this promo, and we're just gonna have straight up Sting is just gonna come out. We don't always have to do the lights on, lights off for him. He's just gonna come out and straight up cut a promo on Cody Rhodes, and talk about how I've seen you since you were a little boy, Cody. I used to be friends with your dad. It's gonna be one of those annoying old guy promos. And basically, he's going to say that he's going to challenge Cody Rhodes to a match for the World Championship, and Cody Rhodes is going to laugh at him and say no. And that's the angle. And yeah, I guess at some point we can do an angle where Sting somehow gets Cody to give him a title shot. So I think that's fun. We have him attack Brandy or something. So that'll probably open the show. All right, another angle we should book. Yeah, we had CM Punk beat Kenny Omega, and then we kind of forgot to we forgot to book him to do anything after that. Kenny Omega. So I'm thinking we need to rectify that today. We also want yeah, we want to build towards the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega versus CM Punk and FTR. All right, we could do like a backstage attack. FTR could attack Young Bucks. That's kind of boring. We could just give FTR a match. All right, let's see who we got here. Oh, Hulk Bannon and Video Dragunov. All right, Cash Wheeler, Dax Harwood, Hulk Cabana, Elliot Dragunov. I think we'll make this a wild brawl. Why not? I like how we keep bringing in Colt Cabana and Ilya Dragunov and putting them in wild brawls. You know, people see Colt Cabana and they think he's gonna start doing comedy spots and all the he suplexes somebody and drops them on their head. They're like, oh shit. You know, like Kobashi style. All right, that's a fun match. And let's give FTR a promo now. All right, FTR obviously cutting a promo on the Young Bucks because they are obsessed. They're obsessed with getting the world championship, the tag team championships. I mean, this is a stupid dope mix. So yeah, they're gonna, you know, just a delusional heel promo where they're like, you know, it should have been us facing the Young Bucks one-on-one for the tag titles, but of course we were robbed by those damn Briscoe brothers. You know, they're heels, so they're kind of just talking out their asses. All right, what should we do after? Let's be serious. What if we have the Briscoes come out and basically say, like, you know, you guys fucked us over after we beat you, so we want to kick your asses again. And then maybe like a week or two from now, we do the Briscoes and FTR 2. I think that, yeah, I think that's a good plan. Then somewhere in the middle of all this, the Briscoes will beat up the Young Bucks backstage. Kenny Omega will save them. Yeah, that works. All right, so let's do part 2. Right. All right, so this is kind of just more of the same thing we were already doing. FTR feuding with the Briscoe brothers, but we've only ran the match once, so I think it's okay if we just continue the feud for now, and it leads up to a second match. And, maybe FTR wins the second match, and then the Briscoe brothers are like, we've beaten you multiple times. We're tired of wrestling you. We want to wrestle all the other tag teams, and that'll lead into them planting the seeds for the tag long-term book. All right, what's going on in Latin Mafia land? All right, so we're building. I want to build towards Andrade versus Rey Fenix, actually. But we also need to keep teasing Latin Mafia versus Death Riders. All right, well, since Latin Mafia lost in the main event last week, though, they should definitely get a win over somebody this week. So let's do that. We got Andrade, we got Ortiz. And let's do Garza. All right, now let's see, who can they face? We haven't done anything in a while with SCU. That could be an interesting match. There's also Best Friends. You know what? Yeah, let's screw it. We're just gonna have it be SCU. Just a nice surprise for the live audience. They're like, oh, we haven't seen these guys in a while. They just kind of show up. And Andrade is the leader of the group, so we should definitely win. And you know what? Steal the show. Why not? I mean, you know what? I'm not even gonna check their stats. I'm looking at the guys in the match, and I'm like, yeah, this could definitely be a steal the show. The person I should be the most worried about is probably Scorpio Sky. Oh, well, I mean, he's consistent at least. He doesn't have like the best aerial or flashiness, but that's okay. Alright, so that's a cool match, and we should also give them a backstage segment. Alright, what do we need to do? All right, we need to tease Dark Penta, and we need to address Rey Fenix and Eddie Kingston, and we need to keep teasing Death Rider stuff. All right, this promo is gonna have 20 guys in it. Get ready. Melissa Santos, interviewer. You know, maybe we don't put all 20 guys in it. Maybe we just do the people in the match. And Selena. All right, so Andrade is being interviewed backstage, and they are talking about his beef with. He's very upset that he lost to Eddie Kingston, Rey Fenix, Kento Miyahara, and whoever else was on the team. So he's gonna address that and take shots at them, and then of course he's gonna say, like, okay, like, Rey Fenix, you are nothing more than a thorn in my side. You may have defeated us last week, but at the end of the day, that changes nothing, because your brother, your blood is still with us. And let me assure you, when you get to see him again, it will not be the Pentagon that you know. Or something like that, I don't know. And they should also address the Dragon Lee situation. Melissa Santos is like, and you know, you guys kind of kidnapped Dragon Lee. Last time we saw him, you guys had crucified him. What's going on with that? And they're just like, oh, well, let's just not talk about Dragon Lee, okay? Don't worry about it. Cool, so that can be before their match. All right, now we need to do something with the Death Riders. I imagine John Moxley would be pissed about his team losing in the main event of Collision, so we can probably do something with that. What if we do like Moxley and I don't know? We could do like Moxley and one of the Death Riders guys versus Eddie Kingston and maybe like Wagner Tercero. No, we put. I don't want to do Phoenix or Kento because we're gonna we're gonna put over the Death Riders here. But yeah, that sounds like a main event to me. So we're gonna have to set this up somehow. Let's do Pac. Why not? I feel like he's out of everybody in the Death Riders. He's like actually the best. This is the main event. We'll give him 16 big minutes. We have Moxley pin Eddie Kingston. You know what? Since Eddie Kingston, since his team won in the main event of Collision, we're gonna have him cut a promo, and he's going to be interrupted at some point by John Moxley. Alright, so Eddie Kingston, he's cutting a promo, and of course, he's talking about Andrade. He's talking about how his team won the match last week. He's gonna say like, you know, but the fight is not over. But the war is not yet won because we still need to get back Pentagon. We still need to get back my boy Dragon Lee. So, God damn it, I'll tell you what, I'll tell you one thing. Andrade, I'm still coming for you. I'm coming for your head. And before he can like even finish the promo, John Moxley's gonna cut him off and interrupt. Make this 2 minutes. Wait. We're doing so many promos and so many parts that I have no idea if we're gonna get the angle bonus. But yeah, we're doing our best. We'll try. Right, so John Moxley is gonna come out, interrupt Eddie Kingston's promo, and basically he's gonna be like, whoa, like slow things down, Eddie. You may have won in the main event last week, and you know, You beat two of my guys, but you didn't beat me. So before you go calling out Andrade and making demands and declarations, I think me and you have some unfinished business. And Eddie Kingston, he's not the type of guy to back down from anybody. So he's gonna be like, John, we've gone down this road before, John. The promo's basically gonna go on like that until eventually they're just in each other's faces in the ring. And yeah, they challenge each other to a match, and Eddie Kingston's gonna basically say like, you bring whichever one of your boys you want, and I'll bring one of mine, and we can see what's up. And we're not even, you know what? Actually, no, I lied. We're gonna have the Death Riders come out for this, but they're not gonna like get physically involved. They're just gonna kind of be in the background. All right, so far we've booked 81 minutes and we have 34 to go. All right, we're doing good. We still need a storytelling match, of course. Let's see, Adam Page is on the show. I said we're gonna get back Kenny Omega. Oh, so yeah, we should do that. Walter, Bryan Danielson. Let's see, did we have Swerve wrestle on Collision? Wrestle on Dynamite. So we could have Swerve face somebody else. Just kind of further that feud along. Yeah, let's do that. Swerve. Let's see. He took on Tommaso Ciampa last time. I think Swerve versus Darby is a cool match, but I kind of want to save that. Because Darby Allin, he's been really good for us lately, so I figured well, maybe when we're actually closer to New Year's Smash, we can do that match. Swerve versus Cara Noir would be cool. Damn, he has cooled momentum. Let's see, do we have any creative ideas? We have two likely to succeed. Alright. I don't know, we'll book it anyways. Alright, Cara Noir's got psychology. Swerve has good psychology. Alright, they're gonna have the storytelling match. Congratulations. Yeah, sorry to that guy that told me you can do it in the pre-show. I'm gonna keep that in my back pocket for times where we maybe don't want to do a storytelling match on the show. But I think for the most part, I'm just gonna keep doing it on the show. Like it really does just feel like cheating doing it on the pre-show, because then it's kind of like, why do it at all? Storytelling, Shane Strickland's gonna win, but this time we're not gonna have Don Callis get involved, but it is still going to be a tainted win somehow. So maybe he pulls the tights. Maybe at some point Don Callis does provide a distraction or something. He just doesn't like physically get involved. I don't know. It's just not going to be a clean win. Here, we'll put Dalton Castle at ringside, and we'll also Don Callis is his manager already, but we'll put Will Hobbs and Ricky Starks, his buddies. And can we make Bryan Danielson do commentary? Have I ever tried to do that before? Let's see. Cool, Bryan Danielson, color commentary. He could maybe be maybe be good. So yeah, why not? We're gonna have Bryan Danielson be on commentary for this match. All right, and I guess we can set this up with an angle. You want to play TEW, but you have no idea what to book. That's me like every week, the hour before I have to stream. I swear, I'm always like, oh my god, I should come up with some ideas for the stream. Yeah, I don't. There hasn't been like any new like mods recently, right? I feel like I mean, of course, there's always like, I don't know if they're still updating like the 2026 like current day ones. Of course, those are always out there. I remember the celebrity deathmatch one came out, but yeah, people called out the guy for using AI, so he deleted it. And I mean, you know, I think fair enough. I do not support using AI, so I kind of agree with the people who call them out. I do think it's kind of surprising that he just up and deleted it, and apparently nobody nobody downloaded it. I don't know. Anyways, I'm getting distracted. Swerve Strickland's here. He's cutting a promo. I've been playing Dragon Age Origins. Oh, okay. I've never played any of those games, but they look cool. I feel like my thing is I always, you know, I love the aesthetics of games like Dragon Age and Dark Souls and all that, but I'm not good at them. And I don't have the patience to figure out like where you're supposed to go and what you're supposed to do. So many times I've bought Bloodstained, I've bought Bloodborne. I mean, I've bought Bloodborne, I've bought Dark Souls games. I think I bought Neo, I think it was. You know, play them for a few days, get frustrated, never play them again. So yeah, I'm kind of tapped out from that entire genre, but they do look cool. You know, I will admit, they seem like sick games. All right, so Swerve Strickland is in the ring. He's calling out Bryan Danielson and kind of complaining, you know, that everybody knows that I should be the next in line for an AEW Prime title shot, but this coward Bryan Danielson, he doesn't want to give me a shot. He doesn't want to defend the title against me because he knows that if he faces me one-on-one, I'm going to take the title from him. Yada, yada, yada. And yeah, then since we're gonna have Bryan Danielson do commentary, it makes sense that he would just come out in this promo. And yeah, he'll kind of just reiterate the same thing that he's been saying the whole time, where he's like, you know, you beat Tommaso Ciampa last week, but you cheated. I saw Don Callis get involved in the match. You didn't beat him legitimate. You know, and that's really gonna piss off Swerve Strickland and Don Callis. We haven't used this isn't really a surprise, but we haven't used surprise yet, so that's what I'm gonna go with here. And basically, Bryan Danielson's gonna be like, "All right, but you know what? You've got a chance to redeem yourself. We're giving you another opportunity to prove that you deserve a title shot because you're gonna have a match right now." So yeah, Don Callis and Swerve are gonna flip out in the ring, and who was he wrestling again? I don't even remember. All right, he's wrestling Cara Noir. Yeah, the idea of Bryan Danielson introducing Cara Noir and Dalton Castle is so funny. He's doing his big dramatic entrance, and Bryan Danielson's just kind of standing off to the side, kind of nodding his head in approval, like hmm. All right, let's see. Is there any? Oh well, we haven't. We haven't touched on anything with Adam Page and Jimmy Jacobs. Yeah, we had Jimmy Jacobs cut a promo. When was that? Oh, that was on Collision. Oh yeah, we had them wrestle last week on Dynamite. We could have them wrestle again, but we don't necessarily have to. Maybe we just give them another promo, or we have them interrupt Adam Page's promo. Right, of course, the interruption. I've never done that before. That's a brand new idea. Actually, can I see something here? Did Adam? Yeah, Adam Page didn't do anything on Collision. All right, yeah, so he can cut a promo here. We still need to book Kenny Omega. I'm not gonna forget this time. 4 minutes backstage. We're gonna call this a tease. Adam Page is talking to Renee Paquette. He's talking about how, last week, 7 days ago, I hoped that I would be coming here to Dynamite with the AEW Championship in my possession, and you see that things did not go my way. Once again, all these people got involved in the match. You had Latin Mafia and the Death Riders and Cody Rhodes at MJF and Tom Lawler and Jonah Rock. And, there was all this chaos and blah, blah, blah. And yeah, Jimmy Jacobs is going to walk up and he's going to be like, Hangman, my boy, my buddy. And, of course, once again, Adam Page is going to kind of be annoyed the second they show up. He's going to be like, what the hell do you want, Jimmy Jacobs? And Jimmy Jacobs is going to be like, oh, calm down a little. Just hear me out. Let me speak. And he's going to kind of cut a promo again where he's going to be like, Hangman, I agree with you. You not winning the championship was an injustice. It wasn't fair at all in any way. But Hangman, think about this. What if you had us to back you up? We made you the offer and you turned us down, but the offer still stands. And maybe this time Adam Page, instead of just outright refusing them before he can respond, they're gonna be like, we'll give you time to think about it. We'll give you space. But consider it. We're not trying to harm you. We don't want to fight you. Just think about it. We're gonna put a ... at the end. It's a cliffhanger, Where is it gonna go? You know, and I just got a good idea for an angle. So this is gonna be a right before the main event. We're gonna start with 1 minute of the Young Bucks. All right, the Young Bucks are here. Denise Salcido is here talking to them. And basically, they're cutting a promo on FTR, talking about how, you know, you guys, you got involved in and ruined our match last week against the Briscoe brothers. And, you know, you guys have been pestering us and annoying us and just trying to get title shots over and over. We've already beaten you. We've beaten you one-on-one. We've beaten you in ladder matches. We've beaten you in multi-man matches. You know, what are we supposed to keep wrestling you guys over and over and over until you eventually take the titles from us? That's not how it works. There's a whole locker room full of teams that deserve shots before you guys get another one. And then, yeah, we're going to have them be attacked by FTR. But that's not all. Stick with me. It's not just a normal attack. All right, so they're cutting their promo and they get jumped by FTR. We'll just remove Denise Salcido. We'll say that she like once the attack happened, she just ran off. She's not sticking around. So we'll do a 1 minute attack. Serious. I'm just gonna run up, beat them up, you know, throw them into things. Maybe like Dax gives one of them a DDT on the floor. And then this last part is going to be a surprise. We're gonna have CM Punk walk on screen from out of nowhere, essentially. And he's gonna be like Nick and Matt Jackson, the Young Bucks, the AEW World Tag Team Champions. You know, look at you two, and they're just kind of, you know, on the ground, hurt now that they've been attacked. And he's basically gonna cut a promo on them, saying like, you know, I came into this company and I said that from now on this company is mine, and I meant it. And you know what, Young Bucks? I'm tired of listening to you guys cut your little promos and make your stupid little jokes. And I just wanted to let you guys know personally, that, you know, your time as tag team champions your days are numbered. Because these guys, FTR, they're coming for those belts. Or something like that, I don't know. We'll have him mention Kenny Omega, like, you know, just the same way I had to teach Kenny Omega a lesson. We're gonna teach you guys a lesson too. This is my company now. Or yeah, so shocking development. CM Punk aligns himself with FTR and continues his hate brigade against the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega and the Elite. Oh yeah, it's their company now. No, I just thought of something to do with this match. Why don't we do this? Do distraction finish, and we'll have a member of maybe we send Ortiz out there. Yeah, we'll have one of the members of Latin Mafia provide a distraction. You know, and this could be this could further the storyline because we'll have John Moxley come out next time and be like, "What the fuck? I didn't ask you guys for any help." You know, that kind of thing. So, yeah, a little unwanted aid. So, another storyline wrinkle. Very wrinkly storyline. Very, very wrinkly. Somebody get me an iron. Only need to book 3 more minutes. This show, we sure have been booking. We sure have been. All right, let's get everything organized, and then we'll see what we do with the last remaining minutes. Oh well, actually no. I know what we need to do. We need to book a Kenny Omega promo, and maybe Walter can cut a promo or squash somebody. We're gonna have the same way Adam Page was dejected. We're gonna have Kenny Omega, sad Kenny Omega, cut a promo about how, you know, he's better than CM Punk. He knows he should have beaten him, and even with interference from Don Callis, he still should have beaten him. And you know, but he lost, and he'll never be able to change that fact. So he's very upset that in his very first match against CM Punk he lost. All right, so this is kind of a cop-out way just to get him on the show. I could also I could have him make the save in this angle, but the thing is they're getting beaten down, and then CM Punk's cutting a promo. So it kind of, unless they also beat up CM Punk, or I mean also beat up Kenny Omega, but I think Kenny Omega just having his own promos. All right, let's organize the show finally. All right, where's that Cody promo? Cody says, "How dare you?" There we go. That's gonna open the show. Let's see what match to open the show. We have FTR, Swerve, Latin Mafia, Women's Tag. Main event. I think we'll open with Latin Mafia. Let's see, it should be nice. I guess we'll do Adam Page promo. You know, then we'll go into Swerve match. Angle. Do Eddie Kingston, John Moxley promo. Backstage to the Andrade promo. Our match, our promo, Kenny Omega. All right, but now this is really hot for the women's tag match. Move this down here. All right, it's kind of weird to have FTR cut a promo and the Briscoes come out, and then like 2 segments later, FTR attacks the Young Bucks and the Briscoes and Kenny Omega are nowhere to be found. But I think we're just gonna leave it like this. I think it's not that deep. It's not that serious. Why don't we move the Kenny Omega promo? That would be before this match. Oh, but then yeah, then that's 2 FTR things in a row. Although technically this isn't a FTR promo, this is a Young Bucks promo, and FTR is just beating them up. All right, we still have a few minutes left, so let's see what can we do with that. Again, I still don't know what to do with Walter. He can, I mean, we could fit in a squash match, but what does it really, what does that really accomplish? We could do it. There's the women's tag champions. Again, they're kind of just like in a holding pattern right now. Bianca Belair could cut a promo about how just being disappointed. Everybody's cutting promos about being disappointed about losing, actually. So maybe we don't do that. Does Ray Phoenix have mic skills? I don't think he does. Oh, kind of. Did we already have Stokely cut a promo about Hana Kimura? Oh wait, yeah, I think Stokely was involved in this, right? I think we're gonna give the extra time to a we're gonna have Walter squash somebody. Let's see, let's get somebody from Dev, maybe. He's already squashed Billy Yuta. I know that. Pretty good baby. He can squash Cheeseburger, I guess. Sure, why not? Yeah, so we're gonna have 2 squash matches on the show. Unusual for us. Just plop that right into the middle of the show. All right, and I guess that's it. This is our episode of Dynamite. We're not going to do any dark matches. We're just going to run this, and let's see. We got an 85 on the last collision. We got an 89 on last week's Dynamite. I don't think this show is quite gonna get an 89, but you know, let's say we're shooting for like, I mean, we've been on kind of a hot streak, so I'm gonna say we're shooting for an 84. I think the main event should be good. I think the main event. Let's. All right, we open the show with Cody Rhodes and Sting, and it gets an 88. All right, thank you, Cody. That's why you're the world champion. Yeah, I'm glad it went well. All right, our first match, doing well. We have Latin Mafia, Andrade Ortiz and Garza Jr. getting a win over the returning SCU in a storytelling match that gets an 80. All right, so just a cool match here, basically a match for having a match's sake. Andrade and Latin Mafia get a little bit of their heat back after losing in the main event last week. Although Andrade wasn't in that match, but you know, his guys. All right, great match. All right, the backstage segment with Jimmy Jacobs telling Adam Page that his offer still stands, and Adam Page not outright rejecting him this time, gets a 71. Decent. Whoa, did we book 2 storytelling matches? Oh. Well, that was definitely by accident, but it's too late now. In our second storytelling match, Swerve Strickland beats Cara Noir and got an 80. Man, I now see, I would like to see what this match would have got if we didn't accidentally book 2 storytelling matches. Damn. I mean, 80's not bad though. Oh yeah, and of course, Swerve Strickland, he used the ropes for leverage. So maybe the referee didn't catch him, but Bryan Danielson sitting at the announce desk looking at the monitors, he definitely saw that. So once again, Swerve Strickland needing a little help. Oh, and you know what? This promo segment was supposed to come before the match. That's my bad. But it gets an 80. We'll just pretend that it was. Wow. The promo segment between Eddie Kingston and Jon Moxley gets a 90. Wow. Great work. Oh, and it just because they mentioned Penta, it foreshadowed his heel turn. Sure. All right, Walter in his first appearance since losing the Prime Championship, or not since losing it, since losing to Bryan Danielson in a cage match. Defeats Walter. He makes short work of him, beats him in 5 minutes or 5:45. Gets a 70. All right, Walter came out of the match looking good. That's all we could have really asked for. All right, we got a backstage promo from Latin Mafia. It gets only a 67. Not great, but not terrible. You know, they're farther teasing the coming of Dark Penta. Davina, Rose, and Trinity don't work well as a team? No, come on. Oh, man. Damn, that sucks. That sucks. We're gonna have to, man, we're gonna have to figure out something else then. Damn, that stinks. Fuck. I don't know. Maybe we'll pivot to like Mickey James teaming with Trinity. I don't know. Damn, that sucks. Man. What do you mean they don't work well as a team? Oh my god. All right. You know, first Misigo and Volador Jr. don't click, and now this. God damn you, TW9. Oh, and I forgot to use that near certainty. Is there still promos? Yeah, there is. I definitely should have used it for this. We'll use it for Kenny Omega. Oh wait, did we not get a general near certainty? Oh, I think it was a finish. Oh, okay. All right, we're using it on the main event then. We're not saving it. And I mean, I guess it could use it. Everybody in the match is good, but there's also Eddie Kingston. So all right, let's continue the show. All right, not bad. Kenny Omega promo gets a 79. Pretty decent for Kenny Omega, actually. Good work. All right, we've got a random match. That was our Wild Brawl tonight. We have FTR taking on Colt Cabana and Ilya Dragunov. Obviously, FTR goes over in 12:24, and it gets a 79. Solid match. Solid match. Ilya Dragunov and Colt Cabana were the better team here. That is interesting, to say the least. Yeah, they were straight up the better team. Colt Cabana is like high key really good, and I don't know that I want to bring him onto the main roster, but it's almost like, damn, we have this guy in Dev. All right, but I mean, yeah, great match. Colt Cabana and Ilya Dragunov carrying FTR. All right, FTR cut a promo. They're mad. They think they should have got a title shot. The Briscoe brothers are mad because they ruined their title match. 74. All right, we go to commercial break. We come back. CM Punk, they're tired of hearing FTR whine and bitch and complain, and they're cutting a promo about it. And then they get jumped by FTR. And then CM Punk shows up. He talks a bunch of shit. 75. I mean, yeah, good angle. All right, I'm hoping this main event does really well. I'm crossing my fingers. Let's see. Hey, a 90. Wow, great main event. The Death Riders, John Moxley and Pac, pick up a win over Eddie Kingston and Dr. Wagner Tercero. When Eddie Kingston submitted John Moxley submitted Eddie Kingston. Wow, but it was after Eddie Kingston had been distracted by Ortiz. So yeah, his once good friend Ortiz costing him the win here. And yeah, Death Riders, getting a little bit of help that they didn't even ask for. All right, yeah, this was a great match. Wow, an 88. God, that's kind of crazy. That's kind of crazy, I gotta say. I mean, I guess yeah, we had the 90 promo between Eddie Kingston and John Moxley. We had the 90 main event. We had the 88 opening promo. And then everything else wasn't quite as good, but there was good stuff on the show. So yeah, I guess an 88 is fair. We didn't even get the angle bonus. This is a raw 88. That's crazy. We made $1.8 million. Damn. Went up in popularity basically everywhere but the US, the mainland US. Oh yeah, that was a hell of a show we just booked. You know, we're advancing storylines. We're laying groundwork for what's to come. Oh, not this again. Oh, Cody Rhodes has a new catchphrase. That's interesting. Oh wait, I meant to click on NXT. NXT only got a 74. Amateur hour over here. Rookie numbers. Although this main event was good. Donovan Dijakovic versus Keith Lee. Donovan Dijak is the NXT champion. That is yeah. I would not book that. That's all I'm gonna say. How good are the War Raiders? That's another team I would like to sign if they were ever available. Oh, 71. They're better than FTR. Okay, so Rowe's contract is gonna come up before Hanson. Damn, that's a little annoying, but you know, we'll see. We'll see in April. Maybe we sign him. I also see ROH. Oh, it was broadcast actually, not Wait, why is ROH broadcasted the same day as Dynamite? We should definitely change that. All right, but first let's look at this. Wow, Koji Iwamoto moving to the Mid-Atlantic. Damn, he said, fuck all Japan, I'm out. Yeah, we're trying to sign Trish Stratus, WWE, making a better offer. $55 per month. Wow, 18 months, 30%. Oh, 30% merchandise. What if we up this to like 48? One of two, damn. If one of two, damn it. We're gonna have to beat their offer. That's so much. We could offer her 3 years, but you know, she's 44-year-old Trish Stratus. I don't know that we're gonna need her for 3 years. Although I do want her for her mainly want her for her mic skills and charisma, you know. Figure she could be a good manager for one of the women. And you know, I'm toying with the idea of her managing Bianca Belair. Oh, you know what, screw it. We're gonna offer her 3 years and see if that works. Cool. Jimmy Jacobs a fan of Dalton Castle. That's a fun sounding match, actually. The End Time versus Bird reference. Oh, MJF also a fan of Dalton Castle. Dalton Castle didn't even wrestle on this show. He was just he just kind of came out to support Cara Noir, but two people, you know, like this guy, I like what he's doing. Graduate first refusal. I don't want any of these AI people or these like auto-generated people. But I mean, we can look. Eh. still waiting on the Usos. All right, WWE, for whatever reason, they don't want Jey Uso. They only want Jimmy. Yeah, I think that's a bit strange, but okay. All right, now let's go look at our weight. Can we change? Let's see. Schedule. Oh yeah, why is it airing the same day as Dynamite? Have it air on Thursday. Here, why don't we have it also be taped on Thursday? So what's coming up next? Oh, we've got Dark coming up. Oh boy. All right. All right, time to book 2 weeks of Dark. So yeah, we're gonna I think we're gonna take our break first, and then when we come back, we're gonna book 2 weeks worth of Dark. Let's go. Oh man, you know what that means? We're gonna job Tessa Blanchard on both of those shows. I can't wait. This is very exciting here. Looking at this load screen. Oh, now we're just looking at OBS. This is even more exciting. It looks like a lot of stories here. Let's see, is there anything interesting though? Nope, not one thing. Alright, it says WWE made another counter offer, but it is not being considered. Let me confirm. Yes, it is not being considered. Alright, so we're likely bringing in Trish, which means we are potentially going to turn Bianca Belair heel again. Should be fun. Oh, and they taped more Ring of Honor? What? I don't know. I'm not going to question it anyways. Why is Chris Sabin teaming with Flip Gordon and not his tag team partner? Why is he not teaming with Alex Shelley? Oh, and I asked them to get the women's title off of Mandy Leon, and they just put it right back on Kelly Klein. Come on, Zooks, this is in the match. What about Sari? Like, all right, well, all right. Before I start complaining too hard, at least Sari and Lady Shani made it onto the pre-show. They normally don't get booked at all. But now that Mandy Leon, they've taken the title off her. Before I forget, let's just call her up to the main roster. She's not here. Why is that? Who knows? Oh yeah, just in case anybody's wondering why I'm bringing her up to the main roster, is she is also going to be doing jobs. She'll probably be teaming up with Scarlett Bordeaux. You know, two sexy baby-faced women's tag team. You know, what's not to like about them? But yeah, they're probably just gonna be used to jobs for like Hideo Tai and AJ Mendez and Nikki Cross. All right, so with that being done, it's time for me to take my break. And when I come back, we're gonna book some AEW Dark. If you've been enjoying this so far, please like the video, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel, And follow me on Twitch. Hijo de amigo. All right, break time. All right, we are back. Yeah, sorry about the delayed return there. It was a bit of a long break. I decided to feed my cats. So if anybody was wondering where I was, that's what I was doing. Let's get back to this. Oh yeah, so we're heading into dark. We can kind of, you know, booking 2 episodes of dark back to back is actually kind of fun, I think, because we can just kind of, now that we've kind of decided that we're not gonna even bother trying to advance storylines on dark, we can kind of just book matches that we think are cool, and just give wins to guys that we aren't able to get on Collision or Dynamite all the time. So yeah, let's have some fun here. Let's see, where can we draw the most people for dark? All right, I think last time we did it in Florida, so maybe we just go back there. And yeah, as you can see, we're drawing way less than we normally draw for this. But that's okay. Well, the biggest Florida venue is a cruise ship. So you know what? Sure, why not? We got some training, more training. Maria Canellis, creating a relaxed atmosphere. All right. So last week on Dark, we had, let's see, we had some Latin Mafia action. We had Oteota. We had Minoru Suzuki. Okay. How about the one before that? Minoru Suzuki again. Oh, wait, this is the same. Oh, yeah, we'll hit Suzuki Gun again. Hit Wheeler Yuta, Vikingo, Darby Allen, and Fuego. It's Suri. All right, well, first things first, we're gonna have Trinity beat Tessa Blanchard again. Let's see, does she gain any pop from winning on Dynamite? Maybe. Yeah, I'm sure she's still unimportant, so yeah, we're just gonna run this back. At 6 minutes, and squash her, boom. We got Walter. We got Walter back into the mix on Dynamite. We should try to maybe we can get him another win on Dark. Let's see, is there any way maybe that could have a bit more of a competitive match with him? Maybe like a 10 minutes. No one's really jumping out at me. We've been booking Colt Cabana a lot. I'm sure, almost positive we've had him lose to Walter before. Let's see. Can we? All right, the game struggling to load now. Hey, thank God Walter was the next person. No. I'm just gonna give it a second. I think I pressed too many keys. Safe. Oh, I clicked on Walter. Oh no. All right, Walter. I'm clicking on him again. Can we confirm? Game, please, please. Okay, the only time they've wrestled was in a tag match. My goodness, I feel like I put my laptop at risk just now. I'm trying to look that up. All right, cool. Sure. You know what? Main event. Colt Command has been doing good work lately. Here's your reward. You get to have a real match with Walter. 15 minutes. All right, now who else? Let's. I want to give Ray Phoenix and Bandito a win. Let's see. Should we borrow anyone? Phantasma's a heel now, so we could do like Phantasma and Laredo Kid. Or we make it a trios match. All right, this is kind of a banger. I'm not gonna lie. We're throwing in Wagner Tercero. So we've got Los Fantasmas taking on Ray Phoenix, Bandito, and Wagner. What a match. We've got brother versus brother. Wagner Tercero taking on Galeno Del Mao. We're gonna give him 10 or maybe 12 minutes. And I want Ray Phoenix specifically to go over. I'm very tempted to make it a steal the show match, but I'm not going to because Galeno Del Mao, he's getting there, but he's not there yet. But you know, we're gonna have him be in the match anyways because he yeah, why not? Start. All right, there's our traditional 3 matches on Dark, and this one's a fucking banger. My God. All right, this events. Let's get some promos. Let's see. We give a promo to maybe we give a promo to Walter since he has a match on the show. Don't really want to advance storyline stuff. How about this? We give Walter a promo, and we give Best Friends a promo. And maybe like Davina Rose. All right, Walter is backstage of RJ City. Is he still in the Prime Championship storyline? Am I blind here? Oh, it's the Don Callis storyline. All right, he's still in the storyline, so we'll have him reference losing against Bryan Danielson. So he's cutting a promo on Dark, basically saying that he lost to Bryan Danielson fair and square, and he has no excuses for it. He's not gonna whine. He's not gonna cry that he deserves a rematch. But what he will do is continue to prove himself and to continue to show that he is one of the best wrestlers in the world. And surely an opportunity will present itself. All right, so kind of a very early tease of what's to come with the international championship. If we're gonna let's see, yeah, if we're planning on doing that at New Year's Smash, we definitely need to start it soon. Although I don't even know who's gonna be in the tournament, so we should probably figure that out. But until now, we're just teasing it. All right, 3 minutes backstage. We're just gonna have Oh right. Davina Rose and Trinity don't click as tag partners. God, that's so annoying. Jesus, man. Is Mickie James officially here? She is. I feel like we're gonna have to debut Mickie James and have her Mickie James is gonna either have to team with Trinity or she's gonna have to team with Davina. Also, I'm so sorry, Mickie James, you are not doing color commentary. But yeah, we're not gonna have her debut on Dark, so let's just do a promo. You know what? Let's let Trinity talk in this one and let's see how it goes. So they're just gonna be backstage with Denise Salcido, and they're gonna talk about Kagetsu and Odeotai, of course. Rina Yamashita. Speaking of Rina Yamashita, Rina Yamashita reminds me of that the Chris Statlander Hikaru Shida match from Collision. I didn't watch it on Wednesday. I went to bed right after Dynamite. I was like, I just couldn't do another hour. But I watched it today. And yeah, that match was awesome. Like, it was a bit clunky at first, I feel like, but you're having a lights out match. What more do you really need to do other than have 6 spots? And there was some 6 spots in this match. My God. I will say though, the spot where Chris Statlander took Hikaru Shida like kind of back to the gorilla position, essentially like backstage, and they did a suplex onto the guardrail. I don't understand why they didn't just do that on the stage. I thought it was an odd choice to hide that spot from the live audience. That's just me though. But yeah, that was a great match. I'm a big fan of Chris Statlander, man. Seeing Bandito and Chris Statlander lose back-to-back matches on the pay-per-view, that really tore my heart up. My boys losing back-to-back. I'm getting distracted. I don't know if I put everyone in here, but whatever. We still need 10 more minutes. I don't really know what we're gonna do with best friends, but I am gonna give them a promo. Just because. Maybe we'll book them on the next start. Let's see. Trent Beretta not doesn't really have microphone skills, and neither does Orange Cassidy, surprisingly, but he's got charisma. Can make Orange Cassidy comic relief. Okay, we'll do it like this. We're gonna have them talking to Renee Paquette, best friends. $2 minutes, and then we're gonna do the second part, comedy, where we get the we get the Orange Cassidy bit. Right. 7 more minutes. That's kind of crazy. Oh, it's because we booked this squash match here, I think. All right, so we're we're gonna give some more time to this. Maybe we let someone else cut a promo. Here, we give Jimmy Jacobs 5 minutes to cut a mysterious promo. 5 minutes seems excessive, but that was the amount of time we had on the show. Okay. Well, have to be related to the world title scene though. Maybe he'll talk about how, like, Adam Page, his he cares so much for his friend Sting, but does Sting care about him? Because it seems that Sting, rather than supporting Adam Page and his quest for the world championship, he wants to steal all the glory for himself and go for his own world title shot. Is that what a friend should do? Is it orange? I mean yellow. Yeah, why is this orange? Yeah, okay, just because Tessa Blanchard, cool, fine. All right, so the opening match and the main event should both be really good. Everything in between is a complete toss up. So I hope this show gets like an 80. I think Walter and Colt Cabana. I'm I hope they have good chemistry. Honestly, I think they should have a good match. All right, we open with some trios lucha action. I should have made this a lucha libre match. That was stupid of me. But Ray Phoenix, Bandito, and Wagner get the win over Los Fantasmas of ROH, Hijo de Fantasma, Laredo Kid, and Galeno Del Mal. Gets a 71. Pretty good match. Galeno Del Mal only getting a 35, but hopefully he gains something. He gains some experience from being in a match with such high quality luchadors. Hopefully it does something for him. Hey, a 65 comedy angle. Wow, we've done it. Normally, when you try to book anything rated comedy, it bombs. So yeah, I'm glad this worked out. I think it's because I feel like usually I'll try to book a comedy angle with somebody, but it's someone who's not even over. So I probably tried it with Orange Cassidy while he was unimportant, and it went badly. But you see here, this the part with the comic relief got a 7. Although to be fair, we also had Renee Paquette talk in that part, so maybe she carried. I don't know. All right, Davina Rose and Trinity cut a promo, but they have no chemistry. Their timing's all over the place. Oh yeah, 66. All right, Trinity defeats Tessa Blanchard to get to 57. She beats her with the rear view, but she was off her game. That's fine, Trinity. That's fine. It's not your fault. All right, Jimmy Jacobs 5-minute promo of confusion gets a 71. I think Jimmy Jacobs could kind of be like a, no disrespect, no disrespect, but I feel like we can kind of use him in almost like a Bray Wyatt kind of character where he just cuts really vague, mysterious promos sometimes, and they're kind of good. But yeah, I think that's a role that he kind of would excel in. And I mean, I think comparing Jimmy Jacobs to Bray Wyatt is kind of a high praise for both men because I like both of them. So I'm just saying, I like both. Walter gets a 71 promo. His gimmick is getting stale. We can't have that. Let's just give it a tweak. Hopefully that's good enough. All right, main event time. 82. All right. I knew they could pull it out. I was hoping for even better than this, but can't complain about it. 82. Walter takes out Colt Cabana in just under 15 minutes. Not quite as easily as he dispatched of Cheeseburger, but he still gets the win. Great match. The crowd was white hot at the end of this, man. The people on this cruise, they're gonna be talking about this for a while. Hey, a 78. Dark's back, baby. Dark's good again. All right, it was so good. We're gonna book a second one. All right, and hey, you know what? This time we're gonna do. All right, Bianca Belair. Maybe she can wrestle Tessa Blanchard and beat her in 6 minutes. All right, cool. Yeah, that sounds good to me. Let's have her dominate. Perfect. All right, cool. We booked Walter last show. We should book Kento Miyahara this time. So it's really a heel. I mean, I don't think we've ever done Kento Miyahara versus Shane Taylor. Is Shane Taylor good though? Let's see. Oh, 62. Get in here, bro. All right, Shane Taylor. We're gonna have his boys at ringside. All right, this should be a banger. Because I mean, Kento Miyahara, much like Walter, Kento Miyahara is a he's really good. He's goated with the sauce. Get Calvin Tankman ringside, Danny Limelight, and on Kento's side, we're gonna have Eddie Kingston backing him up. You know, Eddie Kingston cameo on Dark. When Colt Cabana, he's like, you know, while I'm here, I might as well age in a match too. You know, shout out to Colt Cabana. Let's take a look at our roster. Oh right, I said we're gonna do a best friends. Who can they face? Man, the poor Dark Order. What do we do with them, man? I don't know. I don't know. Brody Lee just didn't quite work out when we tried to book him, but you know, maybe we'll try again someday. But in the meantime, best friends Dark Order. We missed our chance to do a Lucha Libre match last time. We're gonna do it this time. Why not? Who says there needs to actually be luchadors in the match? Evil Uno, Stu Grayson, and no, actually, we're gonna do Evil Uno, Chris Brooks, and the other one. Where's Chris Brooks? Why is he not here? Is he like hurt or something? Oh, he's working for Attack. All right. Yeah, I think that's his promotion. All right. I guess we'll do Stu Grayson and who is the other guy? Um Green Ant. Tracy Williams. Alright, this is basically just it's a Chikara match. And you know we're gonna let me see actually. Warm momentum, warm, very hot. Alright, we're gonna give the win to Chuck Taylor. If we do end up doing that tag league, the best friends are definitely gonna be in it. So you know, just give one of them a win. Alright, let me take a drink of my water. I don't know why I'm sitting here coughing. All right, let's see. We need some promos. Why not? We'll do AJ Mendez, Nikki Cross promo. All right, even though we know that Davina Rose and Trinity have bad chemistry, we're just gonna roll with it and have them cut a promo addressing them and also Odeo Tai. And basically, the gist of the promo is that they're saying, like, none of these other girls even deserve to get in the ring with us. They don't, they don't even dare challenge us. They're so distracted or something. I don't know. Maybe not that last part. Maybe she just says that they don't. None of these other teams have anything on them. So yeah, kind of throwing shade at Odeo Tai, like as they would say. Right. Let's give Bianca Belair a promo too before their match. We'll have him be interviewed by Renee Paquette. Renee Paquette will be like, Bianca Belair, we haven't seen you since. Oh well, this is dark, so I don't know how it's gonna end up working out by the time this airs. But it'll be a promo where she's gonna say, once again, you are unable to secure the number one contender spot in a title match. And Bianca Belair is gonna cut a promo, basically like, I don't focus on my failures. I focus on my future success. I'm locked in. I'm in the zone. I'm training. I'm going to the gym. I'm eating right. I will get the championship. I mean, Eddie Kingston, even though he's involved in this feud, we're gonna have him in this promo just because I don't think Kento Miyahara speaks English. But we gave him a promo once and it didn't go great. So we're gonna have Kento Miyahara and Eddie Kingston just pretend they're both speaking. And basically, the promo is Eddie Kingston just kind of hyping up Kento Miyahara, talking about how, he's one of the best wrestlers in the entire world. He came here all the way from Japan. He's a former Triple Crown champion, and it's about time that we see him with some gold around his waist. You know what I'm saying? Oh, we still need 2 minutes. Damn. Young Bucks promo. I don't know, man. Just a generic Young Bucks promo. You know what? Screw it. We're gonna do another Walter promo. I think Walter will cut a better promo than the Young Bucks. All right, so I guess if we're just kind of playing off what happened last time, where Walter said that he's gonna keep working, Walter is gonna say, not only am I working to getting an opportunity, I have my eyes fully open and I'm watching everyone and I'm taking notes of who my future opponents may be. so that when I get in the ring with them, I will be prepared. So just vaguely alluding to saying he's watching someone. You know, this is gonna come before the Kento Miyahara match. All right, so that's another dark. I don't. How good was the main event last time? Walter and Cole Cabana got an 82. I'm curious to see if Kento Miyahara and Shane Taylor can beat that. We gave them the same amount of time, 15 minutes. Let's see. Let's see what happens. All right, Best Friends versus Dark Order gets a 61. A little underwhelming, I will say. Oh, they beat them 2 straight falls. Oh, I forgot to set that. Oh no. There was no tension. That's why it was underwhelming. The crowd was like, "What? Only 2 straight?" All right, good promo from AJ Mendez and Nikki Storm. I forgot to put Max the Impaler in there. Oh well. '72 promo from Bianca Belair. Tessa Blanchard was unprofessional and phoned it in. Oh, geez, that's not. How dare you? How dare you, Tessa Blanchard? Walter promo gets a 68. Eddie Kingston hypes up Kento Miyahara. It gets a 70. I didn't realize I gave this 5 minutes, but sure. All right, main event time. Let's see. Can they do better than 82? Oh, 77, not quite. But Kento Miyahara, regardless, defeats Shane Taylor. And yeah, it gets a 77. Decent match. All right, and the show got a 71. Pretty, not as good as the last one, but still pretty good. We actually lost money on this. You know, we can do 2 things right now. We can either just advance to Monday and book an episode of Collision, you know, so we advance the actual gameplay. Oh, god damn it. All right, you know what? Hold on, actually. I'm gonna do the thing where I restart the game. Let me save. All right, 1 second. All right, we're back. Sorry about the slight delay. Let's see something. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 6 shows, not counting Dark, until New Year's Smash. Yeah, should we like announce and start this tournament already for the international championship? Maybe we could tease it here and maybe like announce it here. We tease the announcement here, we announce it here, and then we do it on these shows, maybe? Because it's only 8 men, right? So it's like 4 first round matches. We could do like 2 here, 2 here. Semi-final, semi-final. All right, I was gonna say we can either go straight to collision, but let's figure out this tournament situation right now. We're gonna give ourselves space. With AEW International Championship Tournament. We need to figure out who's in it first, but here's what we know so far. All right, so I know I want the finals to be Kento Miyahara versus Walter. Let me see something. Who is more over between out of the two? So at 73. Walter around 80. All right, so Walter is definitely more over, but I still think I want Kento Miyahara to be the first international champion. Also, Kento Miyahara, for what it's worth, he is very over in Japan. And I think this kind of happened while he was with us. Like, yeah, you see, I don't know exactly when we signed them. I'm gonna assume it's sometime around here, but yeah, he's gone up a lot. So being that it's an international title and an alliance title, I think it would, that should come into consideration. He's also over in Mexico. So yeah, I know that we want Kento Miyahara to win the tournament. Can we please fix this? It was funny before, but now it's like, all right. For the semifinals, I kind of want to do Kento Miyahara versus Minoru Suzuki. All right, this really is becoming the booking special. I hope this isn't boring to people. Walter will be someone. All right, so this is what we know, and then obviously there's going to be quarterfinals. Here, we'll write that too. All right, bear with me, folks. Stick with me. Oh, whoops. All right, so this is what we know so far. We know Kento Miyahara, Minoru Suzuki, and Walter are in this tournament. All right, we need 5 more people. So let's take a look at our roster. Let's do this. Very well. All right, is there any major stars who want to be in this? I mean, originally the idea was for Jon Moxley to face Kento in the finals, but I kind of like the idea of Walter better. It frees up John Moxley to do something. Gives Walter something to do. AJ Styles is an option. He could face Walter in the semifinals potentially. Um, I don't know if I want MJF in the tournament. AJ Styles is definitely an option. I mean, there's a bunch of people here. Wagner's involved in the Latin Mafia feud, so maybe not him. Any of the SCU guys, not Jimmy Jacobs. Or maybe there's not that many guys here. If we're like considering people who are because a lot of these people are already in feuds. We can't do Swerve. We can't. Probably don't want to do any of the Death Riders. All right, here. Let's tentatively write in AJ Styles. Recognizable. Let's see. We've got. I mean, we're not gonna do other Suzuki members since Minoru Suzuki's in the tournament. Chris Hero, maybe he's not that great. You know, I like Chris Hero, but at this point, there's Kenta. He has history with Walter, and that's about it. Leo Rush is over, and since we're not, I keep saying I want to establish a cruiserweight title, but clearly we're not doing that tournament just yet since we're doing this one first. So Leo Rush could potentially be in this. As could maybe Darby Allin. Although I don't know if I want him to be. Psycho Clown is an option. There's Chili Momentum. I'm gonna write Kenta or Chris Hero. It's the international championship. Maybe we round out the field with a bunch of international guys. Although, you know, bringing them in to like job them out in the first round is kind of kind of messed up. You know, but we could do it. Cody Rhodes, Chuck Taylor fan. That makes sense. Hey, we signed Jey Uso. Let's go. We're just gonna have him come to the main roster, although we're probably not gonna debut him yet. Oh man, should we call him Joshua Fatu? I'm sure. We're still waiting on Jimmy and Trish. I wanted to look at New Japan and CMLL. All right, who can we bring in for an international tournament? Davey Boy Smith. I'm not a huge fan of this guy in real life. You know, I don't think he's a bad guy, but just as a wrestler, I don't. I think he's a bit boring. You know, just to me. But in the game, in the mod, you see he has really good stats, and he has a bit of popularity in the US, so he could be an option. You know, maybe have him lose to Walter in the first round. Although he's probably a heel, right? Yeah, he's a heel. We could just ignore that and bring him in as a face. Yeah, I guess Davey Boy Smith is weirdly an option. Juice Robinson. He's probably not even recognizable though. Kota Ibushi, I feel like he's like above something like this. You know, if we bring him in, we bring him in for a tournament and he loses in the first round. Oh, Ishii could be a fun one. Although he's all banged up. $57. I mean, potentially. I mean, we could also bring this guy in as a heel and have him lose to Kento. All right, fine. I will begrudgingly put Davey Boy Smith Jr. in my tournament. Oh, I can't believe this. Oh, what a terrible development. Where were we? I mean, there's Will Ospreay. He is the ROH champion. Oh, he's not. He lost it. Who did he lose it to? Oh, this literally just happened. Oh, Final Battle happened. I didn't even notice. Jonathan Gresham won the championship. Hmm. That's all I got to say about that, I guess. I mean, yeah, obviously Will Ospreay has good stats, but he's a physical wreck. His head is at 8%. We're gonna write him in too for question mark. Maybe he's an option. He's an option. So that's New Japan. Let's look at Rev Pro too. Why not? Andy Boy Simmons. Who the hell is this guy? Oh, we can bring in a 21-year-old Kyle Fletcher. Maybe no one from here. Let's see, CMLO. There's Scott Eastico, who is Beastico. That would be fun. They don't have that many people who are like really over in the U.S. Soberano Jr. is cool. Well, I mean, we own Ring of Honor, but let's see. Is there anybody I would seriously consider putting in this tournament? Not really. Like, we know Colt Cabana is good, but yeah, he's not going to be in this tournament. All right, so we still need at least one more person, and maybe Will Ospreay will be in. Also, I'm not even keeping track of how many like heels and faces there are. So let's see. Technically, there'll be like 1 face, 2, 3. We could just find like one more heel. Not sure. We could do like actually I mean, I know Latin Mafia is involved in their own stuff. There's so many of them, but now that I'm looking at them, I feel like the only one I would want to put in the tournament is Garza Jr. But yeah, they're kind of wrapped up in a bunch of their own stuff. Yeah, it doesn't make sense. I didn't expect it to be this hard to just slap together a tournament. I mean, maybe we say fuck it and we do bring in Ishii. There'll just be a bunch of Japanese dudes in this tournament, and we're like the international title. So out of everyone in this, it's like, who would I want? Because I was saying we could do Walter versus AJ Styles, but we could also do Walter versus Will Ospreay. That's another option. There's many possibilities here. All right, you know what? We're gonna leave it at this for now, and I think we will do what I said. We're gonna tease the announcement. We're gonna announce it, and then hopefully by the time we have to start the tournament, I'll have this figured out. But we're gonna leave it here for now. All right, and if you're still watching this, congratulations. We're gonna book some Collision. Oh, Tessa Blanchard is very angry. Hey, she's lost some popularity. All right, go us. Is Trinity yeah, she's still unimportant. All right, it's finally time for us to advance. Or, I wanted to bring in Barbaro Carbonario and Volador Jr. For that tag league I was planning. We could use one of them in this tournament potentially, or just any CMLL guy. I don't know. I'll figure it out. Oh, I actually forgot. I want to look at the ROH Final Battle card before we book Collision. I'm just curious. I want to see what they booked. Ooh, Achikong has a broken jaw. Ouch. Not fun. Oh, I thought we signed people. No, people just want more money. Sure. Still waiting on Jimmy and Trish. All right. All right, I want to look at ROH. All right, we already know Jonathan Gresham won in the main event. Chris Ridgway defeated Wheeler Yuta. Interesting matchup. Kelly Klein defeated Lady Maravilla to retain the women's championship. All right. Chris Sabin not teaming. Is Alex Shelley like injured or something? Why do they not book them as a team? I don't get it. Tennille Dashwood. It feels like she's always wrestling this Davienne person. Leah Dragunov had a match. Jamie Hayter defeated Mischief in a ladder match. My God. Gringo Loco and Malafama defeated Ultimo Dragon and Top Flight. These are like the Dev OGs. They've been here since the Tallahassee days. Fuego del Sol and Yuya Uemura defeated Kip Sabian and Robbie Eagles of the Fancy Bastards. Zooks pre-show. All right. I mean, hey, a solid show for them though. They got a 72. Bravo. Good job. Yeah, I'm like genuinely curious. He's not injured. Why are they not booking him? Like, why are they booking Chris Sabin in like three-way like matches and singles matches without Alex Shelley? I'm very perplexed by that. Perplexed. Confounded. All right, enough words. Collision time. All right, no more playing around. It's time to get serious. We're booking Collision. Goes to the Mid-Atlantic. Draw nearly 13,000. All right, cool. I'll go to the Charleston Civic Center in West Virginia. Finish. A big gamble. No, we don't want that. All right, we'll try an angle idea. We'll come back to that. We'll circle back to the finishes. A safe bet for Eddie Kingston. We can definitely use that. All right, we're circling back. A bit of a gamble. All right, I thought that technique would work, but not this time. Oh, Punishment Martinez getting into of Alice in Danger. Oh no. Punishment Martinez was like, that pop punk music you listen to is crap. And Allison Martinez was like, what the fuck did you just say to me? That's not real heavy metal. He's one of those guys. Name 5 Iron Maiden songs. I bet you can't. Sting hanging out with Joe Doring. All right. Excalibur doing a little karaoke. Thinking of Excalibur singing songs, but like in his commentary guy voice is pretty funny. I'm not gonna do an example right now, but yeah, just imagine it. He's like, you're unbelievable. All right, it's collision time. We're colliding. See, we had Death Riders winning the main event of Dynamite last week, beating Eddie Kingston and Wagner. FTR picked up a win. Vina Rose and Trinity. Walter Swerve. All right. First things first, before I forget, we're gonna book an angle where who should do this? We're definitely gonna have Tony Khan be there. Renee Paquette. You know, how about we do Maria? And I haven't done this yet, but I'm gonna make it into a storyline. So we're gonna have them. They're not gonna. Maybe they announce the championship and the tournament, and they say, you know, the first we're gonna reveal the full tournament field on Dynamite, but the first two names of the tournament are, and it's Cancel Me a Harmwald. So everybody get hype. We're gonna add a new championship to the collection. Also, I forgot. I should probably create the title, but since we're gonna do it as an alliance title, I have to wait until we're done bugging. I guess since he's announcing that, we should. You know what we should do? Actually, he's gonna announce it, and we're gonna have Just a minute. Maybe since they were announced as the first men, we're gonna have them. You know, they were standing by, and yeah, Walter and Kansumiyahara are gonna have a face to face. So you know, a big old tease for what's to come. Let's go ahead and make this storyline before I forget. That kind of messes up this storyline though. We can't put Eddie Kingston in both. We can't. I don't know. We'll figure it out eventually. All right, so that is officially announced. Hey, you know what? We had CM Punk align with FTR last Dynamite. Why not have them immediately do a trios match? So who can they wrestle? Don't know. Oh, we do Top Flight and Wheeler Yuta. Wheeler Yuta. Let's see who else is there. We do Chris Sabin. We do like ROH booking. You know, just fuck Alex Shelley. Yeah, whatever. We'll do Wheeler. You know what? I don't know if this is the best idea, but we're gonna open the show with this. Give it 10 minutes. All right, we're gonna open the show with that and immediately go into a promo with these guys. CM Punk is gonna talk about how, this past Wednesday, we sent a message, not just the Young Bucks, but that message is for the entire locker room. We want everybody on notice. There will be zero tolerance from now on for any of the bullshit that has gone on here in the past. No more goofy YouTube videos being recorded backstage. No more video games. No more nonsense. No more comedy matches. Just like Kenny Omega has already found out, and just like the Young Bucks has already found out, everybody's gonna find out. I mean what I say. This is my company now, etc. All right, and who else to interrupt them but Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks? All right, so we're gonna have Kenny and the Young Bucks come down, and you already know the deal. Kenny Omega's gonna be like, you talk such a big game, and but you needed help from Don Callis to beat me last week, and you guys had to attack the Young Bucks from behind when they were cutting a promo. You guys aren't real men. This isn't your company. It's just gonna kind of go back and forth like that. Security's gonna come out before they're able to fight. And Don Callis is yeah, it's Don Callis. We should have put him in there in the first place. Yeah, maybe Don Callis gets on the mic and he's like, you know what? We're not gonna do this here. We're getting out of here. We're professionals. We have class. Although I'm not gonna actually have him speak because he's gonna bring it down. So just leave it at this. But we have a safe bet. Let's use it. All right. You know what? We did that Cancel Me a Horror match on Dark, but that's not going to air for like a week or so. So we're going to do another Cancel Me a Horror match. Damn, I feel like he beat Shane Taylor, who just won the championship. He's not here, is he? He's not. Yeah. Why is it like this, man? He'll just face somebody on the roster. I think I wanted to do Kento versus Joe Doring before, and I ended up not doing it. We'll do it now. Yeah, the last time they faced each other was... Oh, wait, no, I'm looking at it the wrong way. Oh, well, yeah, the last time they faced each other was in All Japan. It's Wild Brawl, Kento wins. Oh, maybe this is why we didn't do it. 10 minutes? Sure. Well, we need to follow up what happened in the main event of Dynamite. So we're gonna have John Moxley at a promo backstage. So John Moxley and the Death Riders are backstage. He's cutting a promo about how they're the Death Riders and they're a bunch of badasses. And we're gonna have Eddie Kingston roll up and interrupt. And he's gonna be like, nah, John, I'm not gonna sit here and listen to you bullshit these people and act like you really beat us last week. The only reason you got us is because Light and Mafia helped y'all out. Ortiz came out, and John Moxley is basically gonna be like, whoa, like hold on there. I never asked anybody for any help. I didn't ask Ortiz or Andrade or anyone. So essentially kind of sowing the seeds of dissent with Eddie Kingston and John Moxley. So Eddie Kingston very bold, even though he just lost to the Death Riders, he's still gonna get all up in their face because he's just that kind of guy. Yeah, the seeds of dissent are being sown. Maybe we should just end this feud and add John Moxley to this, even though like half the roster's in this already. I'll leave it as is for now. All right, let's try to get another match. Oh yeah, we need some women's action. Do we want to do a one-on-one match? Let's see, who do we have? So I thought Scarlet Widow was a baby face. Alright, here, I changed my mind. We're gonna do a tag match. Andy Leon is a face. Scarlet Widow, have you debuted? Hasn't debuted yet. Cool. We're gonna have AJ Mendez and Nikki Storm beat up the former ROH Women's Champion Mandy Leon and Scarlet Bordeaux. Oh, Jesus. Do these two have psychology? All right, why not? This will be a storytelling match. Or maybe the story is that going into the match, AJ Mendez is gonna be real cocky. Like she's not taking Mandy Leon and Scarlet Bordeaux seriously. She's gonna do like sexy poses, kind of mocking them. But then they start doing they start wrestling a little better than she expects, so they end up having to like cheat or have Max the Impaler provide a distraction or something. There's the story. backstage with Odeo's High. We're gonna have Odeo's High or Mia Yim, I guess. Got a promo, like, you know, it seems like now all of a sudden there's all these women's tag teams running around here in AEW. But don't get it twisted. We're the baddest bitches in the room. We're the HBICs. Isn't that basically Mia, or at some point was Mia Yim's gimmick? Yeah, she's gonna call herself a HBIC and basically kind of diss Davina Rose, Trinity, and maybe even allude to AJ Mendez and Nikki Storm. All right. Oh, I'm getting a phone call. One second. All right, sorry about that. I'm back. Let's give the Briscoe brothers a win here. All right, screw it. They're gonna face Angelico and Jack Evans. What a match! And we're gonna have them steal the show. All right, after their match, 3 minutes, we're gonna have Briscoes basically cut a promo, saying like, FTR, you guys are little bitches. CM Punk is also a bitch. He's always been a bitch. And yeah, they're gonna call them out. They're gonna say like, you know, we faced y'all before and we beat y'all, but if that wasn't enough for y'all, if you guys still have an issue with us, how about we do it again next week? Next week on Collision, how about we do it again and we make it a street fight? So we're setting up a second match between Briscoes and FTR. Yeah, I definitely want to do that before we move on to fully hyping up their match against the Elite. Let's see, what else can we do? What do we do on Collision? I want to hype up Ray Phoenix because he wants to go after Andrade. So we should probably give him a singles match. Maybe that could be the steal of the show, actually. We could just straight up do Ray Phoenix versus like Laredo Kid. We're gonna have Ray Phoenix cut a promo, and then we're gonna have Latin Mafia come out. Let's be storyline, I guess. We're gonna have Andrade come out to immediately respond to Ray Phoenix. Right, and he's gonna come out with like the whole group. They're all gonna come out. They're not gonna just attack him though. He's basically gonna come out and be like, you know, what position are you in to make any sort of demands? Like, Phoenix, you've lost everything. You know, all you can do now is run your mouth, just like Eddie Kingston, etc., etc. He's gonna go out like that. Damn, I can't look at the schedule while I'm booking the show. I don't know. We're gonna have to do Ray Phoenix versus Andrade before winter is coming. I think we still have time. Well, whatever. We're teasing that. Hey, you know, we don't have a main event. What if we just have CM Punk and FTR face some more over guys? I was thinking about it. I don't know what I'm going to do for the main event. What if they just face someone else? What if they just face SCU? Why not? I just had SCU return on Dark, and they lost, but that doesn't matter. You know, they know that SCU are they're good buddies with yeah, they know that they're friends with the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega. So yeah, maybe, you know, they go after them. That should be a fine main event. I don't know. Maybe this can be before the main event. I don't know how good it's gonna be, but I don't know. It should be fine. Adam Page has not wrestled, although maybe he can open the show. Anyone unimportant he can wrestle even? I don't know. You know what? Cody Rhodes hasn't done anything on the show. He should definitely cut a promo. 6 minutes backstage. Well, Cody cut a promo basically saying that, when I was a little kid, of course I was a little Stinger. Sting was the coolest. We all wanted to be like Sting. But now I look at him and I see how his career is gone. And I see a man who failed so many times to achieve greatness, to cement his legacy, who had so many opportunities. Now I only look down on him. Who else? Maxwell in there. John Rock. And Tom Law. We only need about 10 more minutes. All right, we're doing it. We got some weird matches on this show. It's almost looking like an episode of Dark. Like we need a banger. We need some heat. Also, we criteria. Okay, cool. See, can we have Jimmy Jacobs and Brody King? I don't know. I think I do want Adam Page to wrestle someone. Question is who? Ricky Starks, he's not really over, but he's pretty good. Kind of random, but You know what? Screw it. He's gonna wrestle Zack Sabre Jr. because it'll be a good match, and I'm tired of thinking about this. You know, we're even gonna do this. We're gonna do interference, Minoru Suzuki at ringside, also Lance Archer. So you know what? Actually, I got it. Maybe Adam Page. He has this match. There's interference. There's distractions. You know, he's outnumbered. He still comes out victorious in the end. But you know, it's gonna kind of add fuel to the flame where Jimmy Jacobs is gonna be like, "See, see, what if you had us there backing you up?" Swap these. Uh, you know what? How about we give SCU a promo? They're basically gonna cut a promo about how they're boys with the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega, and how CM Punk and FTR are a couple of bastards. Two more minutes. Give Adam Page 2 minutes. No, we'll give him three. We'll cut something shorter. I don't know, man. Surprise. All right, so Adam Page gets backstage after his match, and he's about to be interviewed by Renee Paquette. But Jimmy Jacobs is waiting there for him, and he's kind of applauding him. You know, he's clapping, like, "Well done, cowboy. Well done, Eggman." But you know, it could have been easier for you if you had us out there. I'm still saying. And I don't know how Adam Page responds, but we're just kind of doing the same bit over and over. Sometimes you just gotta advance the story. And once again, he's gonna mention Sting, and this time he's even gonna go so far as to mention the Elite. You know, he's gonna be like, what about your other friends? You know, Kenny Omega, the Young Bucks. You know, what about them? You know, seems like they're so wrapped up in their own issues that they don't even, they don't even remember that they're friends with you. You know, they don't even have time to support you. And Adam Page is gonna get real quiet. Yeah, we'll just have that come after his match. Whatever. All right, there you go. We did it. 125 minutes. CM Punk FTR versus SCU in the main event. Count me hard and Joe Dory's go 5. Although I just think it makes sense because Cancel Miyahara is in this segment facing off with Walter. Maybe we have Eddie Kingston sowing the seeds of dissent. Move up. We'll do that. Here. All right, I don't know. I hope this card does well. I don't even know what to guess. I'm gonna say 85, and I'm gonna guess that we don't get the angle bonus. So we're going for just a straight up raw 85. Hopefully the main event's good. Do we have like a finish maybe? We have a couple of likelies we can use, so we're not gonna do that. We're just gonna leave it as it. All right, let's see. All right, CM Punk. CM Punk and FTR clashing with the Elite to start the show. Get to 77. Adam Page and Zack Sabre Jr. Really deliver, giving us an 80 match. I definitely don't book Zack Sabre Jr. enough. It's like every time I do book him, I say this exact thing, and then I continue to not book him. I don't know. All right, backstage tease between these two, 71. Cody Rhodes' promo on Sting, it's 86. All right, nice job, Cody. Nice job. Cody just has to show up and cut a 6-minute promo, and he's done for the night. I feel like we barely, or not barely, but we don't book him in matches every single week. But him cutting good promos is good enough. All right, the women's tag team champions get a win over the new team of Mandy Leon and Scarlett Bordeaux. We need a name for these two. Also, I like how they're both doing the same pose in their pictures. All right, yeah, 69. Hey. I was gonna say more, but I stopped myself. The Odeo Tai promo gets a 62. Oh, Ray Phoenix and Laredo Kid don't click. Damn, that's really unfortunate, and I imagine they would. But I don't know, maybe they're too similar, It's like it's two little flippy guys, neither of them are really a base, so to speak. So maybe they need a big guy in there, to balance things out. Either way, they still got an 80. Good job. Ray Felix calls out Andrade. Andrade and the Latin Mafia come out. All right, it's 74. SCU basically cutting a promo, hyping up the main event. 75. The Briscoe brothers and the Hybrid 2 get an 80. Wow. All right, shout out to Jack Evans and Angelico. Even though Jack Evans only got a Briscoe brothers cut a promo on CM Punk and FTR as well. Gets a set. Everybody has beef with them. Nobody liked these guys for good reason. All right, 75. All right, the seeds of descent are being sown. 80. All right, good job. Oh, nice. The lore battle. the two All Japan rivals, Kento Miyahara and Joe Doring, have an 80 match. And they have good chemistry. Nice. Yeah, solid match. Thank you, Kento Miyahara. All right, backstage we get the announcement of the I imagine they would announce the International Championship, but they probably wouldn't actually show the belt. But yeah, we've got Tony Khan, Renee Paquette, and Maria backstage announcing this, and then they announced Kento Miyahara and Walter as the first two contestants, and they have a intense face-off. And this gets a 90. Wow. Yeah, the crowd is very into the idea of this match, as they should be. All right, our main event gets a 78. Not bad. Not quite as good as some of our other matches on the show, but pretty good. Let's see what the show gets. Ooh, only an 80. Wow. All right. This may be the worst collision we've booked so far, which, it's still not a bad score, 80. But yeah, it wasn't exactly a stacked card, so to speak. But that's okay. We made 5. We went up in the Maritimes, Quebec, and Eastern Central Europe. All right, so I'll say this has been a very productive episode. We didn't do a ton of booking, but we did, we got a lot of planning done. And I would say, I feel like in this game, the planning is almost just as important as booking the actual shows, if not more so. Because without plans, what are you gonna do? Hechicero's contract coming up. Man, are we interested? Should we go for this? I mean, I love Hechicero. He's great. Everybody loves him. Let me see something. Oh, okay, yeah. Well, they're actually actively trying to keep him, so we're just gonna leave it be. If we ever want to book him, we can always borrow him. But yeah, we're not gonna try to undercut our partners, CMLL. 2 million people watch Collision. Hey, Jimmy Uso's here. All right, we got them both. All right, it's just me, Oos. All right, well, no, I mean, I guess it's just us, Oos. God, that's so lame. Jonathan Fatu, sure. All right, and we're still waiting on the real star, Trish. She's holding out. Oh, whoa, we lost the Monday Night Raw yesterday. Oh, damn. All right, so maybe we shouldn't be satisfied getting an 80. But wow, yeah, look at that main event. Seth Rollins and Adam Cole defeated Bray Wyatt and Kevin Owens. What a match. Damn. All right, so maybe we need to step our game up. I was satisfied with what we did, but maybe we should try a little harder next time. Although to be fair, I thought CM Punk and FTR would have a better match with SCU. I was kind of surprised it only got a 78. you know, I definitely expected it to be like at least in like at least higher than an 8. But whatever, that's fine. We don't need to beat them every week. And you know what? I was gonna advance one more day, but we're just gonna leave it here. Yeah, because we've done a lot in this episode, and I'm kind of tired of talking now. This has been an almost 4-hour stream, 3:45. So yeah, if you stuck with me through all this, thank you very much. Please consider liking the video, leaving a comment, and subscribe to the channel. I'm Mijo the Amigo, and I will catch you next time with some more AEW action, and of course, in the CMLL save. All right, so everybody, take it easy.